now. Okay. Hello. I'm TJ. I'm a freshman at the University of North Texas, and I'm currently living in Maple Hall. What I really wanted to do with this video is I wanted to make something that I would have really appreciated before deciding to go to the University of North Texas and go into the hall I'm going into now. Not to say that I don't really like where I am, I actually do, but I just thought this would be really useful to a lot of kids who are, you know, trying to figure out where they want to live and where they want to go. So this is my video on what to expect out of UNT's Maple Hall. One of the first things is that it's fairly central to everything on campus. You're in between two other halls, Kerr and Clark, and if you walk across the street, there's the Willis Library, there's the Union, there's the Eagle Student Center, tons of stuff. So it's pretty central to everything. And then you're also pretty close to the Coliseum, and then Victory, that's a different story. That's like across the tollway, and it's next to Apogee Stadium. You can walk there, but Victory's a walk from all the classes that you're probably going to be taking as a freshman. Something else about Maple is that you're closest to Dollar General, and Dollar General is going to be your best friend at one point. You'll get $5 toilet paper and that kind of thing in groceries. As far as produce goes, you'll probably have to make a trip to Walmart or Aldi or something, because there's no within walking distance, there are no stores that sell produce. If you want Pop-Tarts and toiletries, you have your Dollar General, so that's good. And there's also Chicken Express, and it's just right behind your hall. So is Dollar General. A lot of these will also be general as well, not so much pertaining to Maple, but I'll kind of specify those once I do go over them. Maple, I know, I'm not sure about other halls, only has 2 outlets in the room, one for you and one for your roommate. 2 separate outlets on the wall. Here's one and there's one. So you'll definitely want to bring a surge protector. You'll want to bring extension cords that are also surge protectant, because your RA is going to want that so you don't set your room on fire. That's important. Bring a rug. So in Maple, the floors are entirely, everything's tile. The reason that I decided to buy a rug for me and my roommate was that I thought the floor was really ugly, because on one side, so you'll have a suite mate as well, and I'll get to this later, but so there's one side that kind of has a mint green, which is what me and my roommate ended up getting, whereas my suite mates have the tile floor that I thought we were gonna have based on a video that I saw on YouTube. So that's why I thought so many things needed to be discussed. There are so many factors as to what you're getting into and stuff that I really would have liked to know. But I like to bring a rug because the floor can be really freaking cold. Also, you get messy, your room gets messy, which is also something I'll talk about later, maintenance. You'll want to have a rug so you're not constantly stepping on crumbs and plastic shards. That's no fun. And you'll also want to bring a bath mat. The bathroom's pretty small, but it's manageable, and you'll want to dry off in a big bath mat in our bathroom. We have one of those, and then we also have a bath mat stepping right out of our stepping right out the door, which I'll show later. I'll give a little tour. What else? You can loft your bed for storage, which is what I ended up doing, and I personally believe is something that is essential to living in a small yet manageable room like this. I have all my storage under here. I have pillows, some books. And I'll go ahead and explain the lofting process. So basically, when you first get here on move-in day, you'll have to take your entire bed, the entire bed frame, yes, turn it upside down, and then kind of unlatch, I guess, the corners of the frame, and then you'll be able to shift them to whatever level you want, because there are different levels that you can loft your bed to, and I lofted it to the highest one, and I think personally with that you'll need a step ladder, I ended up getting a stepladder from Target, like, I don't know, $12, a little pricey, but like they do have like a little, I guess, wooden ladder going up, like attached to the bed frame, but it can really hurt your feet, and I don't even know how my roommate deals with that. She doesn't have her own stepladder. Something else about the rooms is that you can't have wall art past a certain indented line, and once you get in the room you'll see what I mean. So as far as like tapestries, like if you do, I'll show you guys later, but I have this tapestry above my bed, and at one point, you know, I had it above the indented line and I didn't realize we couldn't, and like now that my bed is lofted and my tapestry is like above it, now I can't see most of the tapestry, so that kind of sucks. But I mean, it's for like fire hazards, and it's like, you know, the residence halls like rules, so you have to abide by those. Maple tends to be the most quiet out of all of the halls, because what you'll notice is that students tend to party a lot. Not as much as like TTU, thank God, but like apparently in Kerr Hall, that's where a lot of the party students live, and that's why like the rooms for that residence hall like go so quick. It's because like apparently it's a pretty lit hall. I don't know, but Maple tends to be pretty quiet. Like I never like wake up to screaming or like yelling, you know what I'm saying? Like there aren't like drunken kids up here or anything. Like it's pretty chill, especially considering I'm in like a strictly girl hallway. Sometimes you'll get co-ed, or you know, if you're a guy, your hall will end up probably being pretty loud. Bring a printer unless you don't mind walking to the library every time you need to print something. So what's cool is that like with Willis Library here at UNT, you have $20 starting out, because printing does cost like money. But what happens is like 7 pages of something that's printed can end up being like, I think like 40 cents. It's not that big of a deal, but if you don't mind the walk, that's fine. And Willis Library is open 24/7. So if you end up not having a printer yet, don't fear, you can still go print your stuff. I would say like for move-in day, bring in tons of command strips and command hooks for bags and lanyards, etc. As far as like command strips, I used it to like hang up my pictures. Like you can't really like nail anything into the wall because the wall's concrete, yet some kids did anyways. Some kids did nail their stuff into the wall just with a lot of perseverance. But no, bring command strips, those are important. I have all of like my pin boards up and like my posters. As far as like tapestries, what you can do is you can put a command strip behind a clothing pin and then kind of attach that to your wall and like, you know, just hang up your tapestry. That's the way that I did it, and that's the only way that I know you can do it, besides being really, I guess, adamant with a hammer and nail. You could try that, I guess. The light in Maple Hall, I guess, can be pretty like harsh. Here, I'll just give you guys an example. So that was my study light, and I currently have like my floor lamp on. Like it's not very pretty. So what my roommate and I will end up doing is we never really like turn on that light at all, and we have my floor lamp. So that's what we end up doing. So maybe bring a floor lamp, and of course bring a study lamp, because those are important. Speaking of my roommate, you and your roommate will have to be really close. I'm gonna have to cut that out. It isn't incredibly spacious in here. If you end up going to UNT orientation, if you're a girl, or if they see you as a girl within your records, they'll put you in Rollins Hall, which is like one of the new halls, like newer halls. So you'll get kind of like an idea of what a dorm is like. But keep in mind that Rollins is a little bit bigger than Maple, as far as the room size. So even when I got to like orientation, I was like, oh, this is so small. And then I got to my actual room and I was like, shit, this is smaller. So yeah, but it's manageable. Like you and your roommate are gonna have to be like hella close, because luckily my roommate and I ended up graduating together in high school, and we were like in the same debate class. So we were pretty close, but now we've got like closer than ever. I know some people can't like just be in a t-shirt and underwear with their roommate, whereas like I can do that with my roommate, no problem. Like we'll eat dinner together on the floor, like on my rug, and watch TV. So yeah, just keep in mind that you'll probably have to get really close with your roommate, and if you don't, then it probably won't feel like such a home to you. But that's not a problem. It's just a year or maybe even a semester. They might end up moving out. That's another thing that happens, is like at the end of the semester mark, which I haven't gotten to yet, but I've told that plenty of kids drop out or they just can't afford housing anymore and they have to choose something else, which really sucks. Mean Greens, that's your cafeteria. The reason it's called Mean Greens is because it's entirely vegan. So I live on the 3rd floor, so just like 2 floors down, like direct, like pretty close below me, is the cafeteria. It's not exactly inside the building, but you walk outside, there's a courtyard, and you keep walking, and then there's like the cafeteria. It's like, it's not even like considered a walk, you're fine. But yeah, it's entirely vegan, which is really nice at first, but I got kind of like burnt out within the first few weeks, especially because vegan food didn't really fill me up, so I would take like 3 plates of food. So there also is Kerr, which their food is okay. It's American cuisine, so it's like taco, like, I know it's not, but it's like American assimilated cuisine. So there's like tacos, and there's pizza, and there's burgers, and there's breakfast food. And of course there's like a salad bar, and like fruit, that kind of thing. So I'll go over there when like I'm not wanting to eat at Maple. Anyways, that'll be a surprise for her. Don't be afraid to try out like Bruce or West Hall. Oh my god, West Hall has like soul food, and it's so good. Like, don't be afraid to walk all the way to West to get some soul food. It's so good. So yeah, there's West, Bruce, Kerr, Maple. Clark doesn't have a cafeteria. What else? I know there's one that I'm missing, but Victory, that's across the tollway though. Victory's good. It's also American cuisine, like mac and cheese, rotisserie chicken, greens, that kind of thing. So yeah, don't be afraid to try out other places. Don't just go to Maple. Take a walk, you know, you might like it. Another thing to mention is that there is no elevator. There's no elevator in Maple Hall. It is one of the oldest residence halls, so I think Clark doesn't have an elevator. That I can't completely confirm, but I'm pretty sure they're within the same age range, so I would suspect that they don't have an elevator. But move-in day is gonna be bad. It's gonna be exhausting, because if you're bringing, like, I don't know, a mattress or a TV or a printer, you're gonna have to walk, like, especially if you're on the 3rd floor, which I am, you'll have to walk all the way upstairs. Keeping that in mind, the first 3 days after move-in, it'll be hot. Because heat rises, and the emergency exit doors will be open for everyone to move in, and you'll be hot. And it'll feel like the air conditioning isn't working, but it is. If anything breaks, or like if your light's flickering, or if your AC isn't working, talk to the front desk and they will fix it for you, for free, obviously. So there's that. If you like it kind of being a little cool in your room, bring an AC tower, which I did. Like, I can't sleep without like being a little cold, so make sure to bring that. There is a filtered water fountain and ice machine on your floor, I guarantee it. I'm not sure how close within range it is from you, but mine is just at the end of my hall. So I just keep, like, something that's really convenient is I just keep my knockoff Yeti cup, and I walk to the end of the hall and I get ice and water. And like, I even use that to make my coffee in the morning. I'll just pour like whatever's in my cup into the, oh, I have a Keurig. You might want to bring a Keurig. The coffee in the cafeteria kind of sucks. Unless you want to buy from Starbucks or the library coffee shop every day. That's cool too. Another thing to keep in mind, no toasters and no candles because they are an open flame. If you want to bring like utilities, you'll have to bring just your microwave. You can bring your fridge. that's what I have: my microwave, my fridge, and my Keurig. So you'll have to live without a toaster. Like, of course, you can still go to like the cafeterias and stuff like that, but it's honestly not that bad. Like, I'll have microwave pasta and I'll be okay. Tobacco-free campus. UNT is a tobacco-free campus, so you can't smoke in your room, and don't even try. Like, the windows don't open. There's nothing of the sort. So if you want to smoke tobacco, you'll have to walk across the street over to Chicken Express to smoke, which is, I mean, not a bad walk. So as far as vaping, I'm pretty sure that's more friendly like on campus, but not necessarily in buildings. I think some fire alarms have been set off by people vaping before, so keep that in mind. You do have free Wi-Fi with a basic plan, so if you wanted to get like more storage and more memory, I suppose, as well as more devices that can link up to the Wi-Fi, that will cost more money, but the basic plan has been fine for me, and that's like no charge. Another thing is that like I have a TV and I brought my Chromecast. My Chromecast has not worked. I've literally had like, I didn't call an IT guy. Like, I'm related to him, so he came over one time and he tried to figure it out, and he literally couldn't. Like, he is an IT guy for his entire like company that he works for. So it has something to do with like the connection within the university Wi-Fi network. So as far as like, if that doesn't work for you, some people it has worked for. Like, some people have Apple TVs and those have started to work, but my Chromecast never worked. So what I do is I have an HDMI cable. I connect that to my laptop, into my TV, and I can watch Netflix from there. It's no problem. As far as like printing, that hasn't been working for me either. So I also have a cord that connects from my printer to my laptop. So that's how I print as well. So yeah, those are some things that I thought that you would need to know if you want to go here. Some things that I would have liked to know. If anyone that goes to UNT has any generic suggestions, or anyone that actually lived in Maple Hall has specific suggestions, please feel free to comment below and let other people know. So yeah, and I think the next portion of this video will be a tour of my room. So. Hello! Here goes a tour of my room, guys. Okay, so front door, command strips, boom, for your lanyard and for your purse. Like I said, zero tolerance of drugs and tobacco, I suppose. So you walk in, and here's like a wall where you can put some of your wall art. This mirror comes with the room, in fact. It's gonna be there. You don't need to bring a body-length mirror. Get into this corner. Here's my room, or my side of the room. You've got your own little desk, a drawer, and like a little place to hide your things. My Keurig, just some Tums and lotion and chapstick and meds, just some needed things, and a candle. It's always nice to have your room smelling good. Just some memorabilia. Tissues are important. Bed. As I was saying, like lofting your bed, this is the highest level that it'll go up, and I believe you can't go any further than that because of fire hazard. There's just some pillows and blankets. I keep a trash can down there so I can just throw stuff away from the comfort of my bed. Some more storage, some books and things. We walk over here. I have my step stool, AC tower fan, and this is kind of a hazard, I believe, like not according to an RA, but according to all of our friends. Every friend who comes in here says that our fridge microwave TV hybrid is ridiculous and crazy, which I don't see how it is. I think it's fine. So we've got our three main components of the room, and then a little to my left I have more trash, another trash can, some storage at the bottom. So like if you have cleaning supplies or like toilet paper, you'll want to keep that in these like little bins. Otherwise it'll just be on the floor. And we also have our mirror, and this little guy actually opens up and is a medicine cabinet, so that is very handy. And then we've got our like hand towel bars, some dishwasher soap. You will have dishes, that is a thing. And there's our closets. Oh yes, there's room up there for like, I guess, toiletries. And then, you know, each roommate would get a closet, and there's room for like towels, blankets, whatever you need. Let's take a look inside, because we do have quite a few drawers and quite a bit of closet space. So I keep kind of like all of my technology up there. And then there's like a drawer for, you know, all your intimates and maybe some PJs. This is really handy. I find it pretty handy, where I keep all my shoes. And here is my roommate's side of the room. She's got her own little window, which doesn't open. And then we have also got some storage under here. We also keep our mini pantry down here, which I would suggest doing. We also have silverware. We kind of just keep all of our food together because we don't mind sharing. And then we've also got our printer here as well. So that's the room, and that's everything that inhabits it.